our environment is so different from the North America or Europe, and sometimes when we speak about Amazon, everybody thinks about fauna, flora, big rivers, but don't understand that we already have degraded areas that are open and clear many years ago. And just to say, I will not buy from Amazon, I will not buy cattle or soy, you are not doing anything good for these communities that are already there. So we are against new deforestations, but we need to show to these people that there is a sustainable way to keep going with new kind of practices. So the initiative from field to table has some assumptions that are the pillars of our work. Considering that Brazil is the second largest beef producers, we understand that this extensive livestock model of production that is the most common in Brazil is responsible for the deforestation of Amazon rainforest in the past. So we understood that we need to show that there is another way to do the things. And in parallel of that, the international market and consumer demands demand this change in behavior. So there is also a market pressure that's good, because allow us to convince producers and to change these mentalities. So this model that we are working has some important objectives. That is, one is the environmental compliance, like Chico told us a lot of times about forest code and the obligations that the producers have in Brazil. Brazil is one of the countries that has obligation to restore riparian areas, to have a piece of land for biodiversity. So it's not easy for the producers to comply with the regulations. And also to invest in the restoration of degraded pasture, because I saw in the morning a woman, a producer, saying, "I'm not a cattle rancher, I'm a grass producer." And so we are showing to these cattle ranchers in Brazil that have just eyes for the cattle that the important thing is the pasture, because the degradation of the pasture in Amazon that guide the producers to open new areas, because he say, I'm not producing well anymore, so I need to go to another place. So they are losing a lot of productivity year by year because of the degradation of the soil and the pasture. Intensification is a model, not a radical intensification, but if you put just one cattle per hectare in Amazon, you are using very extensive land to produce hundreds and thousands of cattle. So if you double that, it's not bad for the environment, and you reduce the pressure for new areas. And zero deforestation is something that is our main principle. This is the first map, is the map of legal Amazon. That I know that is confusing, but we have the Amazon forest. This is a forest ecosystem, but inside the legal Amazon, that is something that our legislation consider protected. We have savannas, we have grasslands, we have wetlands. So all this part, there is a specific legislation. This in red is the deforestation until 2014. So an extensive area was already clear. And so we work in São Félix do Xingu. It's one municipality that has the size of Portugal. So you take 7 hours to cross the municipality. The municipality is in this first map in this in the middle, and we map some potential producers in this map. Is just to have one idea what I'm speaking. This project, since the beginning, has the partnership with Marfrig that we have our friend here, Matthias, that will speak, and Walmart. Why? Because from the beginning we are wondering, we need to engage the whole chain. We don't. What we will show to the producer, just say, do well, do best practices, don't deforestate, if the chain don't give value for this producer. So from the beginning, we say, no, let's do with a slaughterhouse, with a retailer, let's put everybody together to think about that. We have also very good supporters from the beginning. That's the NORAD, the Brazilian Development Bank, through the Amazon Fund, and more foundation. We started the project in São Félix in 2012. The main focus are the creation of a business plan model for sustainable intensification. So we need to prove that it's profitable to do that. It's not just beautiful, but it's profitable. The development of a production traceability model from the calf to the supermarket. So it's not just the fettering is the name? Fettering, but from the birth. And the producers applying best practices, they didn't do the basics. When we start the project, we need to show them how to change the fences, how to put water for the cattle, how to manage the pasture. They really developed a lot with the project because there are some producers that didn't do the basics. And we follow the indicators of GTPS that Chico already spoke. We develop a sustainable supply chain to meet industry demand. So we are always talking with the demand side to understand if the model is okay. And the development of rural credit operations for this area, because this area has a lot of title problems. And the banks don't want to give money for a producer that don't have the right title. And we have huge problems. One farm can have 10 titles, different owners. And so it's a big confusion. And so we discussed with many banks how to solve that, and with the Ministry of Agrarian Development that now doesn't exist anymore, but try to do some campaigns to help the producers with that. Here is more or less how it works. So Team C is the coordinator of the project. We will have technicians helping the producers. We manage and lead all the project. We involve SEBRAE, that's a Brazilian service for corporations and entrepreneurs, to help us with the trainings that we need to do. We engage the government with this part of credit lines and regularization of these lands, and also public monitoring systems. We involve Marfrig from the demand side, that also has principles for sourcing that we apply there. And Walmart, that has a lot of principles and sustainability goals, and was the first to bet and to say, yes, we want a deforestation-free meat, and we will help with this project. So we make some public agreements in the municipal and the state level. Otherwise, it would be impossible to start the project without to think about legal compliance. So we help the municipality to do the environmental registry of 2.8 million hectares of areas. It's a record in Brazil, and 90% of the municipality is okay now with the registry of the farms. We help the municipality to do a pact to end illegal deforestation. And this pact is not just a paper. The municipality initiate to have a staff and an office called Environmental Observatorium, and they have equipment and they do the double check of the areas that the national systems say that are being deforested. So this staff goes to the field and do the double check to see if what's happening and put this information in the national system. So all these efforts make a great success in the area in the deforestation reduction. So in the last 5 years, the deforestation rate decreased 83%. So it's amazing how it really, with the enforcement of the law and all these engagements, the things are going well. So the project is in one area of 2.3 million animals. For sure, we don't work with all this herd, but we start with 16 demonstration units. That the total areas is for 46,000 hectares. Some are big farms, some are medium, and some are small farms. These areas can offer a monthly slaughter rate of 500 animals, and in the supermarket, 70 tons per month. This is the potential, not that this is happening now, but this is the potential. So we are based in the triple bottom line, and we already have some interesting results linked with zero deforestation, environmental compliance, development of improvement of infrastructure, fences, water supply facilities that we help these producers to do that. And these producers of the demonstration units, we use their areas as a model for the training for other producers. So we replicate the model in the region. We help to restore the permanent preserve areas that are our riparian areas. And also we have 1,000 hectares of pasture being restored with this program. For social aspects, we help to train 40 technicians because the rural systems there, it was very poor. In the beginning, there was just 2 technicians training in this region for a region that is very big. So we train 40 technicians. We build capacity for 250 producers that are not in the not directly involved in the implementation on the ground, but they receive all the information and all the trainings that the others receive. We help to develop a business plan for the whole southern area of Pará to help producers to assess credit lines. We help to found an association of producers compromised to really implement good practices. Now we have 120 producers that are associated already. We also pay attention for the better working conditions for the rural workers. And we also work with animal welfare because in this region, there is a lot of problem with transportation of animals. The roads are not good. So the animals arrive with a lot of brushes, we say? Bruises. And that's not good even for the economic point of view. And also shadow for the cattle, because usually the cattle is in the sun like that without a place to rest. So we try to show how it's good also for the productivity point of view. In economic aspects, the intensification costs that we apply in the project are lower compared with other states. We helped to establish a task force to give more flexibility in the access of rural credit into the low carbon agriculture program. São Félix is the first municipality that has this program in a municipal level. We increased 54% of the animal units per hectare. And we are part of the idea of Walmart and Marfrig to launch a seal for the meat from this project. The name is Rebanho do Xingu. That is already being selling in 20 supermarkets. And we have 143 producers as member of the new association. So this is the photo of the meat in the supermarket. And it was, as the professor said yesterday, how many information there are in the different seals. But the subtitle is related with best environmental and social practice for the cattle ranching in Amazon. This is the commitment. Okay, in this new phase, the idea is to expand the project, not to have more demonstration units, but to engage more producers. And also to engage new municipalities. So we are already starting Mato Grosso in Araguaia region with Grupo Roncador and with support of IDH from Netherlands. And we want to improve the tracking system to really be sure that the calf is transport with the documents that show where it comes from. So we are integrated private systems with public systems to really have a tracking system that is without any problem. We want to complete the coverage of the value chain, including indirect and direct suppliers. And we want to establish more hubs to help producers with a lot of partners involved. So in numbers, we will add 300 farmers. We will expand the idea of hubs for help rural producers for other municipalities. We want to help at least 100 producers to assess credit lines, and we want to do restoration plans for at least 900 producers. Here is a little bit of how the traceability system works. Sorry that is in Portuguese, but it's important that we have in the end a QR code in the meat in the supermarket that if you scan, you can you can understand from each farm which farm this meat came.